Hey y'all, and welcome to Politbrawl. My name is Brian, and Trump honors this family of his fallen soldier, who was the epitome of the American dream and the American melting pot. This is a heartbreaking but necessary story. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out over to our sponsors at Colonial Metals Group. They quite literally have the cure to buy inflation, but more on that later. Now, let's get back into the video.
How about bringing the beautiful boy up? Come on up. Come on. Mrs. Singh, come up. Come on up. You know what? How about mom and dad, too? Come on up. Mom and dad, wife and baby. Come on up. Come. This is an incredible family. That's great. Got to see it to understand what it's all about. It's hard to imagine what they've been through. Hard to imagine. Come on up, Reg. You didn't know you'd be doing this, Reggie. Sorry, Reggie.
I am the brother of Corporal Ronil Singh. I'd like to thank every single law enforcement officer over here. What do you guys go through? I heard stories from my brother. This man over here, the Singh family supports him. Whatever he's doing for the law enforcement, we support him. His team at the White House has reached out to us multiple times. I don't think that has ever happened before, ever. This man is amazing, and my family supports him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of you. Thank you. You want to say something? You want to say? Thank you, sweetheart. So cute. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you. Please. Yeah, it's great.
It's something I didn't get to do at the office. I actually want to thank you personally for you're the only one that actually reached out and said, gave your condolence to the family. And it actually means a lot to all of our law enforcement families that are here for the sacrifice my husband and his brothers in blue and sisters in blue have given. So I want to thank you that, and we all, every family sitting out here wants justice for what happened to their loved ones. And that's what I want for my husband.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really, thank you. Thank you very much. So beautiful, such a beautiful family. And there will be justice. Justice will happen. We have the people, and we have the spirit, we have the mindset. We're taking care of our law enforcement officers, and we're taking care of everybody.
Don't ever tell me the Republicans don't care about immigrants. The man who decided, or at least his family decided, to leave Fiji to come to the United States. This young man grew up here in the States and decided to protect and defend the people of the United States, a people who look more like me and not like an Asian, a Pacific Islander, or an Indian. This man decided to protect people who were not culturally his own, but decided to adopt part of that culture himself. Hey y'all, in case you haven't noticed, this isn't stretching like it used to. As a matter of fact, it's turning more into this. Folks, we are in an inflationary crisis, And that's why this show is sponsored by Colonial Metals Group. The experts led by CEO Paul Stone fully understand the minute details of investing in gold, silver, and other precious metals. They are here to protect your wealth against the insanity that has been Bidenomics and our refusal to stop printing money. And they even have a deal for first-time buyers. Free gold and silver IRA-backed accounts, insured storage for 5 years, up to $7,500 in free silver, and a personal safe to keep all this good stuff. So take a look at their website, link in the description below, or give them a call at this number to see what Colonial Metals Group can do to protect your wealth today. And then go into the police force. So this man, the slain officer, you know what? I need to put on my glasses for this. This slain officer, Ronald Singh, was a Fiji-born American police officer who was shot and killed on the morning of December 26, 2018 in Newman, California by a driver who was, simply put, inebriated. It turns out the driver he pulled over was a Mexican illegal immigrant with gang ties. He had had a former felony and technically still had a warrant on him. So instead of going back and trying to make things right, this man shot and killed the officer. Fortunately, they found him. They got him. And I'm happy they did. This happened, of course, in California. Because in what other state in America over the past 20 years could you abuse the law multiple times, get away with lenient policies? Because he already had a problem with driving under the influence. He had an issue back in 2011. And instead of going into a DUI program, which would have showed the state that, hey, this guy's actually cares about reforming, he goes off on the run. So he still has a warrant out for his arrest, and he knows this. This is why, in America, our police are so rough. Because of the majority of the people that they're trying to catch are people with felonies either attached to their name or worse, warrants. Now, I have to admit, we do need to reform part of that system. Because the warrants and the three strikes laws, criminals are dumb, but they're not stupid. They know that there are going to be dire consequences if they push the envelope too far. And this guy knew he was going to be caught. And instead of trying to own up and trying to reform himself, he decided to go back to his gang-like ways. This is what we mean when people say build the wall. It's not just to fight the cartels who are smuggling in people in the United States. We literally have people breaking child labor laws with illegal immigrants who have tattoos on their arms to identify them to other cartel members in the area. This person will potentially owe them money. And not to mention the amount of fentanyl that keeps on pouring across our border. So it's not just those two things. Oh, no. It's also the issue of the kind of people that are coming over. We don't know your intentions. We don't know why you're here. And instead of fixing that problem by beefing up border agents, allowing them greater access to resources, do you know what the Democrats and Republicans did? Some of the Republicans went along with a plan written by the Democrats that sort of beefed up the border, would reallocate some resources, but it had a poison pill. That poison pill is the idea that if a person comes up to a border agent and says, I am an asylum seeker or I'm a refugee, well, congratulations, you're in. What's your name? I'll write it down real fast. I'll report it back on the station. Carry on. Yeah, that's a pretty easy thing to exploit now, wouldn't you say? But regardless of that, regardless of Trump doing his job as president, this was back in 2018, regardless of him seeming the only one, the lady, the mom, with a young child bouncing on her shoulders, said that he was the only one that reached out. And that doesn't surprise me. That's California for you. That's a family that got broken because our policies could not keep them safe. That's a family that is broken because a man who decided to protect and serve a nation where he himself was an immigrant, which is something that gives me great hope. You come to this country and say, you know what, I want to help the people here. Thank you. We welcome you with open arms. Only to be killed by an illegal alien who had always had ill intentions when he came across the border. That is an unspeakable evil. It makes my blood boil. And it reminds me of something else. Say her name, Laken Riley. This is what happens when you put Democrats in charge. Instead of being tough on crime like they're supposed to be, or at least smart about crime, we do need reform. We are at a point in this country where we do need proper reform. But it's not like what the Democrats are trying to give us. This man has been on the run with a warrant on his head for 7 years. And finally got caught. And now family is broken because of it. This is evil. And it has to stop. And it's more likely to stop under Trump than it is under the woman who was the Attorney General and a prosecutor in the state of California. And if they try to replace her with Gavin Newsom, you got the exact same problem. Y'all, I hope you understand why I'm frustrated. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Political. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Go hug your loved ones.